Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Impossible Creatures 2021 World Cup. We are in the quarterfinals. It's your host, B-Champ, and with me, I have a very scary Fear the Beast.
What's going on, guys? This is going to be a great game. These are two very competitive teams, and let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, it looks like we have USA-3 versus Canada. Canada, of course, being LB Frank and Pinello, and USA-3 being Too Insane, otherwise known as Brad, otherwise known as Losing Unless We're Win. And then we have Winning.
Oh yeah, all the name changes.
Tons of name changes.
Yeah.
All right, we got USA on the left, and we have Canada on the right. And
Two early henchmen for Pinello already coming out.
Wow, and they're gonna clash with Ben's early henchman here. And that's what is he gonna do? Is he gonna do anything? Yep, he's gonna chase him right away.
Yeah, looks like he did see it. Looks like Logan is partially fencing himself in, maybe just to get a little scout.
Mm-hmm. Nice scouting fence. Ben getting. It looks like he's just looking for potential rushes. I think he's afraid of a Pinello rush. And then putting on a lightning rod of his own to protect his little expo over here, but just content to walk around with his henchmen.
It's a good play. One of the most dangerous things on this map is getting proxied, in my opinion. So I think, making sure you scout out, which it looks like everyone's pretty much done, except for Brad here.
Oh my gosh, all the henchmen intersecting in the middle of the map. Absolutely wild chase. Another little fence thing going down from Logan. My man, what are you doing? Oh, he's creating a little path for a sound beam tower here. That's actually going to be pretty nice.
Looks like Pinello is taking that middle generator.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the France vs. France game on Face Off earlier today, or yesterday, whenever this goes out, those generator controls are very, very important. Controlling the generators in mid.
Yeah, definitely. There's 4 of these generators in mid. People often forget about these water ones at the very edges, but the center water ones, people definitely have their focus on. And otherwise, a pretty slow game. No creatures yet. We're at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. First creature chamber looks like it's going down. LB Frank, top right. But otherwise, really, really slow standard builds.
Everybody's almost level 2 except for Ben. He is only 30% away. But we're going to see 3 level 2s pop here real quick, so the action should start kicking off as Ben takes the bottom geyser and Brad takes the top geyser here.
Yeah, and I think this was really smart play by the USA team because Ben's scout early on made him realize that he doesn't have to take go a fast level 2, and can take his time expanding and focusing on his economy as needed, although he only really has 1 workshop to show for it. Unlike his partner Brad, who has 2.
Right, and we are seeing these coyote poison frogs coming out to pick off this lightning rod, doing slow but steady damage.
And up top, we do have an attack on the USA base from Canada. These mountain lion scorpions coming in and just going to get hench punched to death. Not even going to take down that rod, most likely. But it does distract the henchmen enough for mining time. Pure Swimmers coming around in the north. What are these hyena octopus? Fairly reminiscent of Poland's Ravens earlier in the World Cup. And also we have some water bombing coming out. These look like garfish, archerfish. And so those are going to do a great job at disrupting mining of the Canadian team. Pinello hitting level 3. That is a big level 3. And do we see any of that coming from the USA team? Not yet.
Oh, Winning just now got his henchmen back mining. He had those sitting there for probably 30 to 40 seconds of just after he attacked those mountain scorps.
And wow, Pure Swimmer is coming out from LB Frank as well, the filthy fish eater. Looks like some garfish lemmings, but he's just not keeping that much production up, even with the overpopulation, and the water chamber goes down. That is going to be tough, especially with the artillery still bombarding LB Frank's expos up north. And we do have the level 3s coming out. Bombardier Ostriches from Pinello, which are going to do a great job as assaulting any of the henchmen mining here, as well as this generator. up top, and they do have a lot of melee damage, 14 melee damage, which is going to be pretty good for an artillery unit.
Yeah, that is excellent. You know, hopefully he'll never have to use that, right? The goal is to um, be able to just kite and run back, but the movement speed on those is insane
Wow,
for
these
Bombardier. You usually don't see Bombardier with that kind of movement speed.
archerfish on the far right of the map now just bombarding LB Frank's base. He's getting advanced structures, trying to get that extra health on the lab, but this is going to be really tough and very disruptive to his mining line.
It is, and he has it. That extra 3,000 health on the lab should buy him a little bit more time. He's going to need a push 3 and get lab D if
He's not collecting any coal
he's
right
not going to be
now.
able to defend this.
Oh my gosh. This is tough, and he doesn't even have his geyser at home, which is going to be really tough. Really just operating off of one generator and a few rods that are almost gone. This is not looking good for the Canadian team.
And that frenzy is really doing work here. The damage is really coming through.
Yeah, and Pinello not really doing too much with his level 3 that he had. He had the level advantage, but it looks like Winning is able to come in with these ram hatchet fish and really take a lot of Pinello's units off the map.
Pinello coming in with some flying units, trying to take out some of these in the back, but he's focusing down the hyena octopus, and he really needs to focus those archerfish.
Yeah,
There he goes.
trying
Now he's
so
switching.
hard, but he's sending his henchmen to repair LB Frank's lab, but the frenzy is coming out from this archerfish. This is just so deadly, and it's just letting the other team tech up. It looks like Brad is now level 3.
And Logan has lost his expansion to these archerfish on the north of the map, and he has no hench mining at all.
And he hasn't gotten the gen upgrade, doesn't have any rods, and doesn't have another gen at home. This is going to be really, really tough. I mean, oh, and there goes the lab. It looks like that is it for Team Canada. I don't really see any way Pinello's going to be able to come back from this, especially now the Bombardier alligators are coming out. Just doing more of this water assault.
Right, Team USA really had a good strategy here. A very unique strategy, I think, for this map. You know, not a lot of people think of pure swimmers on face-offs, since it's usually such a rush, land-heavy map. So that's a very interesting take on the map.
Yeah, I mean, this is so hard to defend too, especially with the pure swimming melee. You really need some flyers, but it's hard to get those at level 2 to be able to take out all of those units. Wow.
Right.
There.
Look at that, 70 units produced. That is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There are the scores. Really well done by Team USA. Pretty dominant showing, I'd have to say. In what was anticipated to be a very close, tight matchup. So, Canada now has their map pick. What do we think we're going to see from this Canadian team? I'm thinking it's going to be something like a Road to Duos, personally.
Yeah, I agree with you here. I know Pinello likes that map, so we'll see what they pick.
Yeah, and Road to Duos is actually a map that was created by LB Frank, so he knows all of the tricks, the ins and outs, because he designed it himself. So, what we'll see what they choose. I could also see them pulling something out like a Crag.
I would love to see Crag.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool to see. Looks like Pinello lamenting over the fact that they talked about that exact strategy happening, and you could tell that Logan was prepared in terms of he did have those lemming garfish, but he just didn't pre-build enough of them. Brad did an amazing job of waiting until he had a pretty large force of archerfish and pure swimmers to go into attack, and so Logan was just trickling them out and unable to get a foothold. And then when his water chamber was destroyed, that was good night.
Yeah, they really couldn't do anything after that.
And we're just waiting now for the next game to get hosted and see what Canada's counter pick is. And the winner of this game is going to make it to the semifinals, which is going to be against Switzerland. We saw Switzerland's pretty incredible showing against England 1 just yesterday. So it's going to be a really tough matchup for whoever goes there, and the loser of this matchup is going to fall into the losers brackets and play the winner of USA-2 versus Africa. And so it looks like a game is hosted.
Tim Hortons is good. Looks like we have 2 games hosted.
Yeah.
Okay, now they dropped down the one.
Yeah, and I know that USA-3 has been drilling on that map over and over all week, and so it's really good to see all their hard work pay off with all the practice that they've been doing. But this is still a really, really strong Canadian team, maybe a bit shaken up by the first game, but I really think this could be a 3-game series here.
I do too, and I kind of expect it to be, so it's really going to come down to this counter pick map. I kind of expect them to pick something that they wouldn't expect the US team to have been practicing on. Kind of shake them up, because if they do something, Rota Duos is pretty popular, right? So I'd be kind of surprised if they pick something, knowing that Ben and Brad have probably played that a lot. So we will see.
Yeah, I think if it were me, I would take USA-3 to Glacier, because I just know how much Ben does not like Glacier.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great map. It's not very well practiced by most people as well, and it's definitely weird with the asymmetrical layouts, with players being faced off against someone who has more resources in a way, or at least more safe resources.
And they did, and Canada played that map on their first match, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did.
So it'd be interesting. And I remember in that game, whoever they were facing used those bombardier beetles with hover, and really were a nuisance. They ended up losing that, but they really were a nuisance. So I would love to see something like that come out from them. Take a page out of their opponent's playbook, and bring Glacier and use those bombardier beetles. Yeah. I know I would.
We all know you would, because you don't have a soul.
I don't.
All beast, no humanity.
All beast.
Henchmen have more humanity.
They do. I am attempting to join the game, but it's waiting on server response. Were you able to get in?
Not yet.
Okay. Probably zero pinging with someone.
Maybe each other. We both tried to enter the same tube at the same time, and now we're stuck. This is what happens.
Oh, I don't see it on there. It's interesting. There we go. Oh.
Looks like Ben's internet might have gone out.
Yeah, I think he dropped. It does say 4 out of 6.
Oh wait, that's because I just went in there.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Okay.
Alright, just a few technical difficulties here.
Do you want to talk about the bracket some, or some of the upcoming games, maybe?
Yeah, we can look at that. So, let's see. It looks like we have a lot of awesome games today. I mean, you're playing today, actually, Fier, right?
Yeah, Renee and I are playing Sweden, so I'm really excited to for that series. I think it's going to be a really tough match, truly. Toast and Elias are very, very competitive players, so we'll see how that goes.
Wow, and I just got a whisper from LB Frank saying that they are picking Thin Ice.
Oh boy.
I think this is a good pick.
That's a pick. I mean, similar to even Crag or Glacier. Well, not only because they are snowy maps, but it's a very small kind of hit them fast kind of map. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see. There's a lot of different strategy on that. That was I played my first game on that as well, and you can really go for mid on that. It's not the strongest mid play, but there's not a lot of resource on the map, so
I actually think that Thin Ice is an extremely strong mid play. If you look at the
interesting.
distribution of coal, you can actually, there are several places where you can place one workshop to get 6 coal piles, or 2, 3 coal pile starts, and there's also a bunch of geysers in mid. And so, if you're able to control mid, I think it's a super strong play that not enough people do because it's scary. It's not easy to defend mid. There are a lot of entrances and a lot of ways to be attacked.
Level just dropped. Yeah, I suppose that is true. Maybe perhaps it's why I don't like to go mid on this and why I don't think it's as strong. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Um, I did lose on this map, so perhaps taking mid would have been the difference when I had played. Uh,
Yeah, early mid on this map is really, really strong, as well as people forget about the water geysers. There's a lot of ways to contest the water
Yeah.
geysers, and there's a lot of beaches that make your lab and your expos pretty susceptible to attacks.
yeah, and I would love to see some water swords. I think the same strategy could actually work on this map. The lab is probably close enough to the cliff, to the water for pure swimmers to be able to hit that with artillery.
Yeah, it actually could be for really long range artillery like bombardier beetles. I think that Thin Ice is just a beautiful example of how a map can be very asymmetrical, but still play pretty well, regardless of that. And all the spawns play still very differently, with different strategies, I think, are possible in this map as well.
Do you think the West team has an advantage being slightly closer to each other than the East team?
You might think that, but I actually think the West team, specifically the top left player, has a slight disadvantage with um, getting access to mid. They can be denied it very, very
Mm-hmm.
easily if someone gets there first because they just are choked off.
Right.
Whereas the right team has this pretty has a lot of ways that they can get to mid, I think.
Right. More entry points. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will see what they do. Who do you have in this game? Who do you think's gonna take it?
I think it's going to be Canada. I mean, Pinello has a map called Thin Ice, or an army called Thin Ice. So I think they're pretty prepared for this.
They hopefully they have practiced this several times.
Yeah, I'm sure that even if they haven't practiced it, they have units specifically for it, which I think is going to be very, very strong. Having map-specific armies has been and will continue to be really strong for impossible creatures, just because each map is very different, has a very different way of playing it. It's based on the resource distribution, lab distribution, and other geographical features.
Yep. Yep. And not later now. All right, here we go.
Now, who do you have in this game, Fear?
I think I'm gonna side with you on that. I think Team Canada. I think even though they said they were, they practiced against the specific strategy that US had tried on the last map. Um, I think the US is gonna play a little more straightforward this time. And I think Canada can go head to head with them in a more straightforward scenario.
Yeah, and I think that even with the win off on their back, I think they're a little bit nervous, this USA team. You saw how long it took for them to select armies. I think they were really kind of waffling back and forth on what they had that they could bring against Canada and trying to decide how they would combat any potential strategies, because there's not really one obvious strategy that Canada would be able to pull on this map.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think there's just so many opportunities for multi fronts of attack, and you have to have a really strong map presence. And so raids are going to be really, really strong on this map. And I'm expecting some sort of camouflage raider to come out from Pinello. Perhaps
Hmm.
something like a rattlesnake horse or ostrich walking stick or something of the like.
Yeah, he does love those. So it looks like Ben is going ahead and scouting out this early scout, seeing what's going on. Just all he's seeing is some economy here from Pinello. Nothing sneaky. blocking off the rods.
A lot of hench going straight for mid. What a strong play by Ben.
To get that workshop up. There
Yeah.
it is. Probably
So
waiting on.
this is one of the weaker workshops because it can only collect one coal pile at a time. There are a few others, for instance, the two just south of him by the geyser. That would be a really, really strong workshop right there because you can collect a lot more coal. It looks like
Shoot.
Pinello, neighboring him, the neighboring workshop.
And they cannot see each other at this time, probably just barely out of range. And Ben is on the eastern geyser here. I wonder if he's gonna take that and pop down a water chamber. It looks like he's going for the north and the west geyser as well, sending hench out to all three of these locations. And if he's able to secure that and protect himself for long enough, he will really have a booming economy.
Yeah, that's going to be really big, but they have two proxy chambers coming out to attack Brad in the south, and Brad is not level 2 yet. This is going to be really, really tough for him to defend a double Cheetah Scorp rush from the Canadian team.
He is going to spot it here with this henchman, so he should pull all of his hench immediately, try to get some sound beams up, try to smack these down, or get a chamber down from Ben.
And it looks like he's going to get chewed up, though. These Cheetah Lemmings and these Cheetah Scorps doing a great job. LB Frank putting a forward chamber in Brad's base. That is just ruthless. And the fence going down as well, which is going to be really hard for him to defend. Brad might just be dead here.
I think he is. I don't think Ben is getting 2 chambers down in mid, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think he can get anything out soon enough.
Oh my gosh, yeah, with more Cheetah Scorps on the way, the health of this lab is going down fast, and the hench are there to keep punching and keep up the assault. Ben needs to take more of mid, and he needs to put a counterattack. I don't think he's going to be able to save his ally here, and so doing what he can to build up a counterattack, even go fast 3. Looks like he is going level 3. Taking advantage of that resource advantage with the geysers is going to be really important. Also ensuring that he's not going to get a counterattack of his own when Brad does die. All those units are surely going to be coming for him.
Yeah, they really are. He needs to beef up really, really quickly here. He's got quite a few spam units, but
Pinello coming up north with these Cheetah Scorps. This could be a really strong raid, catching Ben off guard. Ben now seeing Pinello's Expo in mid, and it looks like there's going to be some simultaneous attacks. Brad's lab going into the red. And
expansion here getting it's pretty much demolished here pretty quick. I mean, we have the Cheetah Scorps coming in, probably going to be able to defend this, actually.
But Ben's lab is gone. I mean, it's done, and then poor target acquisition by Ben. He went straight for this workshop attacking Expo, didn't kill a single henchman. I don't even think he did damage to a henchman. And so that attack that Pinello did on his base was actually perfect because it distracted him just enough, and now Ben's economy is in shambles. He has the 3 geysers, but it looks like he's calling GG.
Wow, great pick by them to get those proxy chambers and the apology from Brad, but there's nothing he could have done at that point.
Yeah.
When you get double rush like that, it's very, very difficult if you don't have early detection of that to get a sound beam down, or 2 or 3, and even then, it's very hard to defend.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a really, really punishing rush. I mean, you saw some later level 2 times, 316, 327 from USA, and Pinello's 218 level 2 time just coming in and absolutely crushing them for trying to be greedy with those resources.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, Ben really greeted there, going for 3 geysers there before he even had a creature chamber down. Very, very risky move there on such a small, fast-paced map, but
yeah, definitely. And now we are going to game 3.
Gotta love it. You gotta love going to game 3. It gets just so much hype going into game 3. Both teams are probably fired up. Team USA's got to feel pretty bad about that loss, you know. But hopefully they can kind of push through on the hype from game 1, that they're dominant gameplay there, and really pick a good counter pick map and take it to Canada.
Yeah, and I think they have been preparing for this scenario to counterpick, and so they do have a
Hmm.
map in mind. But
I
I
don't know
forget
what
what
it
it
is. Do
is.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember either. I've definitely been told, but I do not remember. I'm wondering if they've been practicing though in the spawn 1 and 2 positions, and now it's going to be LB Frank taking those positions with Canada team since he's hosting.
Yes. I guess I should have waited to see, but with Ben's internet and I don't think Brad typically ever hosts. So,
Yeah,
what do you think they're gonna pick here?
I think it's gonna be something gimmicky like Crag or Vignette. I guess Vignette's not gimmicky, but they
I bet
have a
it is
gimmick in
Vignette.
mind.
I bet it is Vignette because I had some practice games with Ben on Vignette.
Yeah.
Must be the
Um,
pick. I don't remember what they did, so this will be news to me as well.
yeah, I remember very specifically Brad had some units in mind. So we could see some more homages from game 1 come out in this
Hmm.
game.
Yeah, I love seeing games like that. So I hope there's some interesting non-meta, creatures and picks here, kind of spice things up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
There we go. We are good to join.
Awesome. All right, Rift. See, I wasn't actually expecting Rift because
Okay.
it's not in the map pool.
Oh,
Eroded
okay. Sounds like Eroded
Duos.
Duos is their pick. That makes more sense.
Let's see, Eroded Duos. All right, okay. So, what's their game plan? I guess we will
I
find
I don't
out.
know. I don't know. I know Ben likes to take the islands. He's
Together we can put a stop to all those
pretty
evildoers.
pretty aggressive with that. He may do his classic forward double water chamber though on the whichever side he's on the geyser up top behind the base.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. That'd be really interesting if he has some spammy level twos. Uh, but he has definitely beaten me with that several times on multiple different water maps. So curious to see what he does there.
Yeah, for sure. I could see some aggressive play coming out uh from Ben, but it's going to be difficult to see that early game, of course, because the labs are going to be close together,
Right?
Pinello and LB Frank. So see how it goes. Also, has Ben been using blue this game?
He sure has been. Good call.
Yeah, so this is going to be a tense matchup. Either way, we're going to have both teams, whether they win or lose, they're going to be playing some really difficult matchups coming up next with either Switzerland or the winner of Africa or USA-2.
Yeah. Either way, gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
I think the loser of this will advance in the losers bracket either way. Uh, I think both of these teams are very strong, very competitive, very creative. So I think they will have hope still in the losers bracket.
Yeah, I can't agree with you there just because USA-2 is going all the way. That's me. So
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
I have to have my own a little bit of pride for myself. I can't roll over quite that easily.
To be honest, I forgot that. I thought you guys were USA 1, but I'm USA 1. So that's right.
That's yeah, common misconception of just lost identity.
Right. And the game is underway here. Let's see what kind of crazy shenanigans they're gonna pull.
All right, here we go. Here we go. We got Canada in the south, and in the north we have the USA team sending their henchmen to mine. Not a controversial move at all.
No, it is not. Got some early rods coming down for just about everybody, as expected. Curious to see if anyone's going to go a quick 2, or if we're going to see, a little bit slower play here. Take some expansions or go for the island,
Oh,
and boom up a little bit.
Ben almost didn't finish his lightning rod. It was very sad. A little bit of misclick. It looks like Canada has gotten into his head, or he's been spending a little bit too much time checking his APMs.
Right. We have 2 rods coming down for Pinello. Ben already has his second rod down. Looks like he's going to scout either middle or that right island. Looks like middle for now.
And it looks like Pinello's going straight for that right island with 3 henge. That's going to be really tough to take. And then...
Ben sending 3 as well to the left island.
Ooh, wow. We have some y equals x symmetry on the map.
We sure do.
And a little henchman chasing. Ben didn't quite go all the way to check for a scout and see if anything is up, but it looks like he knows that there are no proxy chambers in mid, which is probably all he is worried about. And that's Pinello reaching level 2. Ben just starting level 2 now. And are we going to see...
Looks like he was trying to do some long distance mining, but clicked just barely off the coal pile there. At his home expansion, he had 3 henchmen just standing an inch from the coal, staring at it. But he's now noticed that and clicked.
That is a few misclicks coming in from Ben. I think he's had too much caffeine today, just jittery.
And this workshop is really poorly placed as well on the island. It looks really far.
Let's just keep criticizing every little move that Ben does.
It seems like maybe
it's much further than Pinello's. I mean, yeah, look how close Pinello's is and how far away
it looks like
Ben's
it's a good 1 or 2 squares past where it should be.
Oh, but we have our first action of the game. These spitting cobra poison frogs coming out from Ben. They are very, very slow and wiggly. And then
One
we
of
have
my favorite
Pure
units.
Swimmer Archerfish coming out from Brad. And what are these going to do? I mean, there's not that much that these guys can reach with this range. I mean, some of these side expos that Pinello hasn't even taken, so they might just go unused, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here with those.
They will be able to take out these sound beam towers that have just been so nicely placed on the shore. And it looks like LB Frank going in for an attack on Ben's undefended expo on the island, just as Ben goes in with these spitting frogs through mid. And it looks like LB Frank turning around to try and take on these frogs, and this should be a winning matchup for these big tadpole boys.
Double the health of these frakes.
Oh, but the frakes are just coming in huge numbers, which is going to be really, really tough to fight against. But getting taken down before they can get too many volleys off. With good focus fire, they should be able to win this engagement. But it looks like they actually might.
Really close. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
It looks like as more units come out as well, these Panther Tunas, those are going to be very strong. Decent health and lots of defense here. And no perforate or horns for the northern team.
Yeah, and more frakes coming out from Ben. And Ben also, we're getting a lot of level 3s coming out from everyone here, which is going to be really nice. But we do see that the center geysers are controlled by Canada at the moment. Brad not really getting too much of his economy up yet, so he's going to need to expand a little bit more, see more henchmen from him once he hits level 3, and possibly come over and share this island with Ben.
Yeah, that's gonna be really big. He needs to get some economy going. It does look like he has the middle coal piles, or one of the middle coal piles.
Yeah, and Pinello taking a lot of henchmen off the coal to do hench punch, which is really nice to see. Well, as long as not too many of them, but he does save a lot of units that way, especially when fighting range, since range do less damage for his henchmen than they do versus units.
And getting these sound beams up should help as well. That one is doing work, slowing these down and really helping take chunks out to these wolf eels.
Like on the far left, we have Ryan's offspring coming around from LB Frank to do an attack on a geyser. And LB Frank pushing through the middle with these rattle horses, but they're spotted by the Soundbeam Tower and the Frakes, and so we should see USA put down some defenses, but I don't know if they even noticed.
I don't know if they saw them. Oh my god, these are wreaking
no.
havoc on these henchmen.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really tough. Logan putting down fences to prevent any towers from going down, but still, we don't see a whole lot from Winning to defend. He doesn't retreat his henchmen at all. It looks like Brad notices, though, and is coming in, but these horses are just taking down and shredding. Wow, there are no henchmen at Winning's base at all, which is going to be really, really devastating. He just lost his geyser in the top left. This is going to be a really, really strong raid. Winning contents to try to push through the middle here. He has a ton of henchmen over at his island, but some of them are just on guard right now. They're not actually mining,
no.
which is not going to be good for his economy.
No, these alligator chameleons are doing work.
These rattlesnakes are still alive. What?
Wow, there are. It looks like the last one is being picked off.
Oh my gosh, so slowly though. I mean, the amount of damage that did.
Very cost efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Very cost efficient. Took out about half of.
And no soundbeam towers.
All of Winnings.
There's just no soundbeam towers that are being put down in response. Logan could do that again and be completely undisputed.
Right, and it wouldn't surprise me if he lets those henchmen get built up just a little bit until he does that again. And a big fight here on the western side.
Yeah, and it looks like Ben is retreating. He has these deflect hippos, but retreating into his own base because these pure swimmers are going to do a lot of damage. So fast, so zippy, with a lot of great pressure from LB Frank. This is the type of strong play we expect from a really experienced player. Pinello just getting his economy going at home. I'd still like to see more henchmen. I'd like him to see this middle geyser that's between him and his partner. And I think, does he also only have 2 rods right now? So Pinello could be doing a little bit better in the electricity department, not upgrading this gen either.
He just recently took his water geyser as well, getting that now almost to upgrade level 2.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the island, but he doesn't have a lot of henshi to show for it, and not keeping up the pressure. Yeah, he needs a lot more soundbeam towers. He should have been built long ago. I mean, he had so much opportunity to put those down, but Brad coming with a forward chamber, this is going to be really, really tough to fight. And Winning just really needs to take control of this island a bit more. I need to see some defenses from him as well as more henchmen at home. These rattle horses coming in and doing more work to their base as well. Looks like they took out an expo. And again, no soundbeam towers in response from USA, which is really what they need against these things. I mean, you see camo rattle horses, first thing you do is put down soundbeam towers.
Right. I'm surprised that he hasn't. He's sending all of his henchmen to take out the 2 leftover rattle horses here.
And he hasn't tried to take his top left geyser yet either. I think he's just afraid of those pure swimmers. We'll just take it right back. But I think it would be worth it. Oh, and Brad, all of these idle hench over on the far right, they're just not doing anything. Geez, and just that rattle horse just taking them out one by one. That was a lot of free henchmen for that rattle horse to chew up.
That is level 4 coming in for Logan on Team Canada. That is going to be very strong. Curious to see what he starts pumping out. It looks like the pure swimmer. Wow, from the zoo army. We have the giant squid.
Degeneration of the soul. Wow. These things are expensive. 213 lek, but they are going to be coming in with overpopulation, and these are going to be so strong. These are going to control the seas, just like little krakens. But Brad is coming in with a huge force on Pinello, absolutely wiping out and taking over this right island, and now he's going to come and take Pinello's last economy that he has over here. Pinello hench punching, but again, we should have seen some soundbeam towers long ago. Looks like some croc lemmings coming in from LB Frank. These are going to be a great defense against these poison bites. Blue-ringed octopus muskoxes.
He's going to send a little bit. He's going to need to send a little bit more to help out with that. That is quite the amass of muskox octos that he has there.
Yeah, I mean, his pure swimmers were just getting taken out. I think this level 4 actually cost him a little bit. I'm not sure he had the economy to defend both with the Lemming Crocs plus with those giant squids, which are getting punched by Ben.
Ben doing a fantastic job with all of these sound beams here in the middle. Wow. And taking that geyser. I'll be curious to see if Team Canada has any artillery to be able to deal with that. If they do, it'll be huge. But right now, yeah, they do.
Those Archer Gators are just going to destroy these little plots here. Oh, that's going to be a lot of coal that they take out. Ooh, that is tough to see.
1,500 coal there.
Wow, that has got to be devastating. And Brad is coming in with a nice counterattack, though. I mean, this is still anyone's game. I mean, actually, I think USA's got the advantage here. Even with Logan at level 4, these level 4s just don't cut it.
I agree. There's just too much pressure coming in on the east side from Brad.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh my goodness.
We have the alligator.
Penelo's just stuck in his base. Just doesn't have anything. Can barely produce any units. Just going to be trickling them in. It would be better for him to give the resources he has to Logan. Logan really just needs to take this middle geyser. I mean, there's a point. If your ally doesn't take it, you got to take it yourself. And build overpop. He has 2 overpop units in his army, and this is what you need it for. This is the exact situation.
Right, and now his henchmen at his lab are getting just chewed through by these muskox, and they're just getting destroyed. His economy is going to be severely hindered by this.
Mm-hmm.
Just now noticing and pulling this hench, and the middle expansion as well. All of their henchmen are really getting targeted here. Yeah. Quite a rush coming in from Team USA.
And USA holding both islands up super strong. This is just going to be... I think this is curtains.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Wow.
What a shift. That was at any point, it was anyone's game there.
I really thought that those Rattlehorses had just completely taken out the USA base. Mm-hmm. But it turns out that wasn't enough. I think the Canadian team just didn't capitalize on those raids and follow up with them. And there's Penelo's lab going, and I expect to see Logan's lab. There it is. Wow, what a finisher!
Brad with the too insane combat score.
Wow, I would even say that's 3 insane.
3 insane.
Yeah, I'm giving that 3 insanes. So, wow, what a game. Yeah, I think in the end, Ben and Brad, even though they're getting hammered hard at the beginning, they just kept their fundamentals going the entire time. I wish I would have seen some better defenses from them, but when Canada faltered, Penelo not really taking full control of the island. I think Penelo was hench punching a lot on that right island when he could have been building sound beam towers, building units, and continuing to mine coal. But that's fortunately allowed Brad to just take the island and start to roll with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was scared.
And it looks like we have the teams joining us here. Hello, so we'll start with Team Canada. How are you guys feeling?
So that's better than we thought it was gonna go.
Yeah.
I was pretty heartbroken by that face-off. It was very, very rough. I didn't expect Brad to also go with anti-Archerfish pure swimmers. But he just got him out a lot faster than I did. He tacked faster than I did, and that was just the name of that one.
Yeah, but you had a really dominant showing on Thin Ice. I mean, that Thin Ice game was an awesome pick for you guys. I mean, that double rush on Brad, it really matched up perfectly with their slow level 2s that Team USA tried to do on that map, and you just went the fast level 2, fast rush, and that caught him off guard.
Yeah. I wasn't entirely... We actually didn't even practice on that map at all. We were practicing for the super secret strat that we're not going to tell you about.
But a rush works on every map.
We can't go we can't do like a strat like that we need to just do like an old-fashioned like double rush and hope to God it worked, and it did.
Yeah, I mean that was excellent, and that last game was really anyone's game. I thought you guys had it when you had the amazing Rattlehorse rush. I mean, it just completely wiped out USA at home, and if you would have just pushed forward with a little bit more of that, I think you guys could have won.
Yeah, maybe. Well, like, it was all gonna come down to Pinella lost that mid, and it was all gonna come down to whether or not we were gonna be able to claim mid back, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I was too slow to ask for help on my island too. If he brought he built a CC on my island, and we like doubled there and tried to hold it, I think it would have went fine. But yeah, it was pretty hard. Also, he made me notice that I forgot to build my generator in my own base,
Yeah.
like all the games. So I was like, oh shit, that's where.
That was tough. We were pointing that out. And then, how about you guys, USA? How are you guys feeling after that win?
Sweating uncontrollably. Yeah, I was nervous. When I saw those rattle horses come in, I was like, this. My head. I know I had a ton of idle edge.
I was definitely still shaking from the double rush there. That was intimidating as heck. And coming into that eroded duos game, you can like see I do stuff like I rally point a hench and stuff. So it took me a little bit to kind of get into a spot where I felt okay after that again.
Yeah. I mean, that was still really strong showing.
Happy to get it off though. Those were some really good games.
Yeah, and you guys are going to be up against the Black Tigers next, representing Switzerland. That's going to be the semifinals though. And so we're waiting for the losers bracket to catch up before those semifinal games come in. So
it'll be good to organize some more strats.
Yeah, we're waiting for our opponents. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, we I'm also waiting for my opponents to show up, so I'll need to try to get a hold of them.
Yeah. Let's do the thing, Logan, after that.
I don't like the sound of that, but thank you guys so much for the awesome gameplay that we saw here today.
You guys very well played. That was very fun.
Yeah, that could have gone any way especially that their game could have gone anyway at any moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that was just a great way to finish off the matchup. So thanks again. We'll see you guys in the your next rounds. So good luck to both teams. And if you're at home watching this on YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in. And Fear the Beast, thanks for joining me today.
Of course. Happy to be here.